Joshua Kimmich's new contract latest as Manchester United eye summer transfer opportunity. Bayern Munich midfielder and fullback Joshua Kimmich's contract expires at the end of the current season. Bayern Munich are remaining cautiously optimistic that Joshua Kimmich could sign a new contract ahead of its expiry in the summer. Kimmich could become one of the most high-profile free agents on the market in the summer, and Manchester United could well be looking at him as a potential target. Ineos have already made it their mission statement to find value in the market and cut costs where possible, so signing a player of the midfielder's quality could be ideal. After Alphonso Davies committed his long-term future to Bayern on Tuesday, the talk in Germany is whether Kimmich will now follow suit. This question was put candidly to the club's sporting director, Max Eberl, and his response suggested that the Bundesliga giants could be feeling confident of tying him down. Joshua Kimmich turns 30 on Saturday. He has almost a decade of FC Bayern behind him, Eberl explained, as quoted by TZ. Players are people with their own life plans, and not robots. And when Joshua says, "Last summer I couldn't imagine extending my contract, and now I've perhaps got it in my head to some extent and want to think about it," then that's legitimate for me. Kimmich is thought to be happier under Vincent Kompany's reign, having been moved back into the center of the midfield. But despite being happier, Eberl is keen not to rush the 29-year-old into a decision. Let his thoughts mature that Bayern Munich is the club where he wants to continue, he concluded. That is legitimate. The transfer window does not reopen until June, but as he plays abroad and has less than 6 months on his contract, United can approach the midfielder with a pre-contract offer. He's playing! Ruben Amorim breaks silence on Cheeto Obi Martin Manchester United debut chances. Ruben Amorim has broken his silence on a potential debut for Cheeto Obi Martin following Manchester United's current goal-scoring struggles. Amorim issues Obi Martin debut chances. Amid the criticism of United's goal-scoring problems and poor window with respect to recruiting a new forward, many fans have floated the idea of academy striker Cheeto Obi Martin. The Danish youth striker signed for United earlier this season and has been fantastic for the academy side, scoring 9 goals in 10 games. During his pre-match press conference, Amorim was asked about whether he would consider bringing in Obi Martin this season. The head coach explained that although he feels Højlund and Xerxes can improve their levels to help the team score more goals, a debut for Obi Martin is not out of the question later this campaign. He's doing his job, he's improving, he's playing in the youth teams, and we have also other players that can play in that position, Amorim said of Obi Martin. We will see in the end of the season, but, until then, we have 2 strikers that can score goals. They proved it in the past. Let's see if we can improve as a team to help them to score goals. I'm a Manchester United fan. Arsenal target admits he loves the Red Devils after rejecting Gunners. Wigan Athletic goalkeeper Sam Tickle has revealed that he is a Manchester United fan amid reports linking him with Arsenal and the Red Devils. The outstanding 22-year-old is also on the radar of the likes of Birmingham City, Sunderland, Preston North End, and Everton following an impressive season last term. But he is not in a rush over his future, having established himself in the League One club. Arsenal wanted Tickle last summer, but he rejected the opportunity to join them as he was not keen on being third choice. But the England youth international could soon be moving to the Premier League, with Man United keeping tabs on him. It's nice to see your name linked, but it doesn't impact me, the goalie told the Daily Mail. As long as I get to play football, I'm happy. I'm living the dream, and all I wanted to do was to come through at Wigan and play for Wigan. I'm a Man United fan, but I've been at the club so long that I'm a Wigan fan now. The Old Trafford club have been linked with several goalies, as second-choice Altay Bayindir could be on his way out after struggling for regular playing chances, and Tickle could be the perfect man for the job. He was named Wigan Athletic Player of the Year and Wigan Athletic Players Player of the Year last season after keeping 18 clean sheets in 52 appearances, making his England under-21 debut in March 2024 after initially receiving his initial call-up to Lee Carsley's squad in September 2023. Tickle signed a new 4-year deal last May that runs until 2028. And he is unlikely to remain in League One for much longer, as Wigan's staff have hailed his shot-stopping as Premier League standard. It remains to be seen whether Man United plan to make any concrete effort to go after the youngster, but he will not be short of top suitors going forward and could be in the conversations about the best goalie in the Premier League soon. Manchester United are already mapping out their summer transfer plans after the January window closed on Monday night. Ruben Amorim had prioritized squad reinforcements ahead of the winter window, with the wing-back position at Manchester United emerging as the most pressing issue. To address this, United signed Patrick Dorgu for a reported £25 million, with the young talent set to become the starting left wing-back in Amorim's system. The club also bolstered its defense by acquiring the young left-sided center-back, Aiden Heaven, a potentially important addition following Lisandro Martinez's anterior cruciate ligament injury. Elsewhere, Marcus Rashford and Antony have left on loan, while Tyrell Malaysia is also expected to depart, with a move to PSV Eindhoven close to completion. Several academy prospects have been loaned out as well. Ineos will be keeping their eye on young talent ahead of the summer transfer window, with their transfer stance clearly based around securing exciting prospects rather than ready-made stars. One of those players they may be eyeing is Middlesbrough midfielder Hayden Hackney, who has been impressing for Michael Carrick's side this season. Hackney, 22, has made 28 appearances for the championship playoff-pushing side this term in the heart of midfield. The young talent has even captained Middlesbrough on a handful of occasions, which shows exactly how much he is rated by Carrick. Despite losing against Sunderland last week, Hackney stood out for the Borough as he scored and assisted in the 3-2 defeat. It has been claimed by TalkSport that United scouts were in attendance for that game to watch Chris Rigg, but they have also had previous reported interest in Hackney. The Championship club reportedly rejected a £10 million bid for the player from Porto in the January window. The Reds may want to progress in their efforts to sign Hackney next summer as a low-cost option to bolster a midfield, which is likely to be without Casemiro or Christian Eriksen. Various reports have explained that United are not the only big English club interested in him, with several Premier League clubs eyeing the second division star. However, United would have the secret weapon of Carrick, who has given Hackney the chance in Middlesbrough's first team and is a former United coach and player. The ex-midfielder would not only be able to provide United the best account of the player's abilities and whether he'd be ready for the step up, but he could also help convince Hackney of the move to Old Trafford amid interest from elsewhere. Speaking on his midfield talent recently, Carrick told the Northern Echo, "You couldn't ask for much more from Hayden. He's grounded, he's humble, he's down to earth and loves to learn. He loves the place and he loves the club as well. To have that, added with the talent he has got, it's the perfect scenario. I think it just shows his consistency, really, over a long period of time. It's not easy when you're a younger player, but he's certainly done that. Hayden certainly does that. He's been exemplary, really, since I've been here, and I really enjoy working with him. He's desperate for more. Desperate to learn, and he's a real credit to his family, to himself, and to the club." Lenny Yoro agrees with Rio Ferdinand's assessment on really good Manchester United teammate. He loves playing with him. The teenage defender faced a challenging start at Old Trafford, suffering an injury setback during pre-season that sidelined him until November. By the time he returned, the manager who had brought him in, Erik ten Hag, had been dismissed and replaced by Ruben Amorim, who introduced a new three-at-the-back system. Yoro has now made 15 appearances for the club, and 7 of those have coming in the starting team as he looks to build consistency under Amorim. Leny Yoro has agreed with Rio Ferdinand's assessment on one of his Manchester United teammates this season. Manchester United pulled off a surprise move last summer by signing Leny Yoro from Lille, beating Real Madrid to his signature. The teenage defender faced a challenging start at Old Trafford, suffering an injury setback during pre-season that sidelined him until November. By the time he returned, the manager who had brought him in, Erik ten Hag, had been dismissed and replaced by Ruben Amorim, who introduced a new three-at-the-back system. Yoro has now made 15 appearances for the club, and 7 of those have coming in the starting team as he looks to build consistency under Amorim. Yoro agrees with Ferdinand on Ugarte's impact at United. The Frenchman conducted an interview with Rio Ferdinand this week where the pair spoke about a variety of topics, including Yoro's teammate Manuel Ugarte. Ugarte also joined the club in the summer from Paris Saint-Germain and has now made 28 appearances this season. It was a difficult start to the campaign for the Uruguayan, but he has been able to show better form under Amorim, who he previously worked with at Sporting. The midfielder can be extremely useful as a tenacious option in the engine room, particularly in the tougher games, and Ferdinand believes that he would have liked to play behind the 24-year-old. I look at things from your position because obviously I was a defender, so I look and think that Ugarte in front of you, the amount of tackles this guy makes, and the amount of ground he covers. I think I would have enjoyed to play behind this guy. He does a lot of work. Yoro echoed the opinion of the ex-United defender, saying, "Yeah, this guy is recovering every ball in front of you, so, of course, that is really good to play with players like this." In the Premier League so far this season, Ugarte is averaging 2.7 tackles every 90 minutes, which is only bettered by 2 players. One improvement Ugarte needs to make Ugarte has had ups and downs so far in his short United career, but it seems like you get the best from him in a very specific role. However, in recent games, we have seen that his tenacious efforts out of possession have been taken advantage of by the opponents, who manage to bypass him when he jumps into tackles. That then leaves space for players to run at the back line, which is something United supporters have seen too much in recent years. While Ugarte is excellent at jumping into tackles and getting stuck in, he also needs to learn when he is better suited to moving into positions that won't mean the team is as vulnerable. If he can find the right balance with that and his ball-winning tendencies, then he could be even more useful for the club. Antony breaks silence on difficult Manchester United spell after failing 13-word objective. Since the Portuguese manager's arrival, the 24-year-old has made only a handful of appearances, and it soon became clear that he wouldn't play a key role in the squad. With the summer transfer window on the horizon, United hopes the loan move will increase Antony's market value, while Betis provides him with a platform to showcase his ability. The Brazilian winger had a clear objective ahead of the 2024-25 campaign, to score and assist more goals for United. But it was something that he was unable to do. "Rest assured you'll hear the name Antony in relation to goals and assists," he said in August last year before the start of another underwhelming campaign. In La Liga, the 24-year-old is now hoping to rebuild his career after what he described as a difficult time at United, and has started well after receiving Man of the Match on his debut. "I had a difficult time," admitted Antony, when speaking to Spanish outlet ABC Sevilla this week. "But we have to respect the process. My idea is to play everything and contribute with goals and assists, enjoy every day and help the team, the coach, and everyone." Antony had several clubs interested in him during the January window, but the talks he had with Manuel Pellegrini were very good and helped convince him of the move to Betis. He continued, "Yes, I had proposals. But when Betis appeared, I felt a certainty in my heart that it was here. I hope to achieve many goals and 1,000 things. I feel very calm, confident. I'm very happy. I feel incredible. Now I have to work every day to be at my best and play for the team." I spoke to the coach. The conversation was very good. I was also very calm because of that. In training and in the match, I was very calm because the conversation was very good. He gave me a lot of confidence, and everyone knows the experience he has. The match marks the return of Ruud van Nistelrooy, who briefly managed United for 4 games following Erik ten Hag's departure before Ruben Amorim took charge. After leaving Old Trafford, the Dutchman was appointed as Leicester City's manager. United's last FA Cup fixture was a dramatic contest away to Arsenal. Bruno Fernandes put the Reds ahead, but Diogo Dalot's red card allowed the hosts to equalize, forcing extra time. After 120 minutes of hard-fought football, United emerged victorious on penalties. Speaking in his pre-match press conference on Thursday afternoon, Amorim was asked how he feels about only having 4 senior attacking players going into the second half. Ruben Amorim opens up on why he axed Ruud van Nistelrooy from coaching staff when he took Man United job ahead of reunion with Leicester boss. Ruben Amorim insists it was the right decision to leave Ruud van Nistelrooy out of his backroom team at Manchester United, but admits it hurts his pride to know the Dutchman has a better record than him at Old Trafford this season. Van Nistelrooy arrived as Erik ten Hag's assistant in the summer and stepped in as interim manager after the Dutchman was sacked in late October, winning 3 and drawing one of his 4 games in charge. Amorim decided there was no room for the former United striker when he was appointed as head coach in November and brought in his coaching team from Sporting Lisbon, but the 39-year-old has lost 8 of his 19 games in charge. Van Nistelrooy returns to Old Trafford as Leicester City manager on Friday night when United face their Premier League rivals in the 4th round of the FA Cup. But Amorim has no regrets, claiming it would have been wrong to install Van Nistelrooy above his own assistants or expect the 48-year-old to accept a junior role on the staff. Leny Yoro breaks silence on difficult Southampton clash. He delivers the perfect message. Leny Yoro has finally reacted to his toughest Manchester United game so far this season against Southampton last month. Manchester United made a surprise swoop last summer to sign Leny Yoro from Lille, beating Real Madrid to his signature. The teenage defender had a difficult start to life at Old Trafford, suffering a pre-season injury that kept him out until November. By the time he was fit to return, Erik ten Hag, the manager who brought him in, had been sacked and replaced by Ruben Amorim, who introduced a 3-at-the-back system. Yoro has since featured 15 times for United, starting in 7 matches, as he aims to find consistency under Amorim. The defender has been a solid performer in a lot of those games, but did have a very troubling night against Southampton in mid-January. He started at right center-back and couldn't deal with the speedy Kamaldeen Sulemana on the flank, who completed 5 take-ons in that game. The Frenchman won just 1 of his 6 attempted duels throughout his 81-minute cameo and would have learned a lot from a game that screamed, "Welcome to the Premier League." Yoro reflects on difficult Southampton clash. Rio Ferdinand interviewed the Frenchman this week and mentioned that fixture and how he reflects on it, to which Yoro responded very well. "Yeah, this game was a little bit difficult because I lost a lot of one-on-ones," replied Yoro when asked about that fixture. "For the confidence, it isn't the best thing, but it is life, and you cannot change the past. But this is the type of game that helps you to grow up. You can do good tackles, take penalties, many good things, but you need bad things to improve your games and get experience. I think this game helped me a lot. I've watched the 1v1s like maybe 10 times because I just wanted to know what I did wrong, and I think this game helped me a lot to improve. Euro came to the club for big money, but no one expected him to be the finished product immediately, and those issues were expected. He has also showed really impressive abilities on the pitch, but it is also clear that he has the right mentality. You could also see that when he stepped up to take a spot kick in a penalty shootout against Arsenal. The Frenchman could be set to be even more involved for the team in the back end of the season after Lisandro Martinez suffered a season-ending injury. He will be hoping that there aren't many similar games to that Southampton one, but it also appears that he has the right